Greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Good vibes, my peoples. Good vibes. How y'all doing this morning, man? How are y'all doing this morning? My energy feels good, and I'm just happy on this Monday morning. So I just wanted to spread some of this good energy. We got a lot to talk about. I'm a little behind a little bit. I was trying to rush in here. You should have seen me behind the scenes here trying to get everything together for you guys. But I love you guys, and I hope you're coming in with this good spirited energy. Um, my homegirl hit me up and she said, I'm going to wait for you. So that's the energy I want to give to you guys. I'm going to wait for you guys. We're going to get it all together ourselves. This morning, if you guys, after this, we have a lot of videos to go over. So I dropped some new stuff we're going to go over later on in the chat. I brought some, this is my breakfast for the day. I'm just, all foods for the day, all foods for the day. So you guys don't mind. So you guys get in here and then we're going to chop it up. I hope you guys had good weekends. I love this weekend. It was really good. The energy was really good. It was just a beautiful weekend. But the weather out here in NYC, we coming back around. In these times, you want to be as healthy as possible to give your performance at its best in whatever you do. It doesn't have to be your work, but I'm proof that energy works. I am proof of that. But there's so many different things going on. First, let me just while I'm eating, let me chop it up with y'all about the about one of my reaction videos. So I did a reaction video to black culture versus hood culture, and I I'm really ready to enjoy the responses that you guys are gonna give me. I know it takes a while to pick up, but it's something that people are scared that they hide these conversations, and I just feel like talking about it. There's nothing wrong with just exploring new ways to have different understandings about other cultures and stuff, and why people do the things they do. You want pineapple? Okay, we're gonna get back to that stuff. Okay, let's start it off with something that people are not really talking about. George Clooney says Hollywood is getting eaten up by big Walmarts and Amazons around the world. And Paramount is being sold, you guys. So all these big companies, like I told you in the past, these big companies are starting to take over and starting to get ownership in different cultures and in different media. And they're like, so Walmart and Amazon are the biggest. They run the world because after a while these companies get huge and the money talks in these places. That's why I say value and money, you can put yourself in a very crazy predicament because people will look up to the money you have and not the sense you have up here. But anyway, it seems like Walmart and Amazon are taking over, just the movies and Paramount. So you're gonna see a lot of companies being, I'm not saying forced out, but a lot of companies pairing up together. And the bigger companies in these times, they're winning because they have enough money to sustain through all of this mess that's going on in the economy. So that's one thing that I've seen. Another thing I came across was DJ Quick. He says he's threatening to sue Instagram or other social media platforms over the First Amendment. And I thought about that, but one thing that I do know is you have to read the fine print. Like I always tell you guys, read the fine print. When you sign up to these platforms, whatever is put onto the platform, you're actually like giving it away. So you can't look at it, you know, it's it's a very slippery slope because I just seen recently Nicki Minaj, she had won her lawsuit against a YouTuber that said that she was doing all sorts of drugs and stuff, and not just having the correct information can get you in trouble or whatever platform you on, because these platforms don't want to risk their whole platform for a mistake that you made as a content creator. So they're rather, if it's on you, then most likely as the content creator you hold that responsibility of what you slurred out your mouth. Trust me, I've seen people, especially over the weekend, I'm seeing people, they get on social media and they say some of the craziest things about people. The craziest things. And I'm just like, wow, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's just low tier energy. And you end up saying things that might not necessarily be true, or you might just, being with AI and all these things, you're following a picture. So I'm hearing that she won the lawsuit. So shouts out to Nicki Minaj because nobody wants somebody to put these false statements on their name. Um, so that just caught my eye too. So you got to be very careful about the stuff that you put out there. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you guys view this. But good morning to the chat. Just putting out some good energy, man. We got a lot of things to cover for this Monday, and we got to get through this week. I wanted to just go through a few things that's been going on and just continuing on. Look at the Cash doll. First thing, healing energy. The Cash doll, her family and her loved ones. Because thank God that this situation could have turned out way worse than we expected. Now, Cash Doll, I've seen that it was a home invasion. Look, when it comes to the social media and you having your valuable stuff in your home and you keeping your family and the things that you love around you, you got to be very careful of the things you put on social media, as well as the partner that you. Both of you guys have to be more responsible. And it's not even, I can't really put any fault on Cash Doll because a lot of this home invasion stuff, it's just really getting out of hand, man. Just running in people's place and just invading people's place for something, it's just too crazy. So that ended up turning into like this whole twist. And then I heard that somebody had said that the neighborhood that she lived in, somebody was saying that how it was something to do with like a drug house. I mean, look, selling drugs in these times is so old school, and to say something about like, and she lives in a good area, the area that she lives in, I mean, how much people you think, how much traffic you think that can go through one of these areas without somebody noticing that there's overly amount of traffic going to that house to sell drugs? I think that false statement right there, it makes people think different about the person that's in being victimized, and that's wrong. Because we've seen a lot of home invasions, especially look at LA. You can't even buy a good piece of property without somebody coming through your window to try to see what you have or take what you have. So you got to be very careful in the places that you set up these establishments or have these, or go see. Nowadays, back in the day, they'll say, like, move out the hood, and I believe you should. I believe that you should move out of the environment that you don't feel most comfortable in. But at the same point, you have to be more, if you're looking to build a future in an area and you're not just like the move around type, you have to really know the area that you're moving into. You have to know the things that they stand for in that area, and every person's like, wherever they come from has like their different types of neighbors and things like that. People that want to get to know you in certain areas, and people that just leave you alone and just don't even pay attention to you. So depending on how the area you're in is depending on the people that you have surrounding. That means a lot. And just attracting people on social media in these times, it's just not worth it. Just showing off what you have and things like that, it's not worth it in the long run. In the end, you'll all realize that if I just just been a little more careful of what I showed on social media, and been a little more careful about just telling people what I have coming in, you would have saved yourself a whole lot of problems. But now that things happen, you still got to go forward. So I would say, in these times, the best things to do is have your camera set up and things around, cameras all around your house, your home, because you never know who's watching you or setting up you before they even get to your house. And those are things that the camera can catch before it even happens. So that's a good thing. You have to have cameras in these times. A lot of weapons, a lot of people breaking into people's establishments. Have your camera set up just for your safety. I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's so much things going on. I see. Did you guys hear about Kanye West lost that Adidas lawsuit? And now I don't know where that's gonna go as far as Kanye West and his whole establishment, of him going forward with his Yeezys, or what he has going forward. I haven't seen him as far as business wise. I haven't heard any too much about Kanye. But what I could say is when you go up against these big companies, you can't really expect, especially when you're out there and you're not being responsible about the things you're saying and the things that you're doing on social media. Don't expect to win any types of lawsuits, because nowadays social media is becoming the new jury. So before you can't tell the judge that's about to you're about to see in court that he can't look at social media. Social media, everybody's watching, and how you present yourself that will determine how people defend you when you're in these predicaments. So you got to be very careful about how you put yourself out there to the public. That's one thing you have to be very careful on social media, and it will save you a whole lot of time, and it would highlight your innocence in these certain situations when you don't go out there and you just act like a fool or say so much crazy things to people that you don't even know and things like that. Because I've seen and heard so many weird things, and the sad thing about it is you can tell by a person's environment or that they don't have good people around them just by how they're acting on social media. When you see like somebody get hurt and then you see a lot of people laughing on it, or having jokes about it's like a lot of people don't even take their own life serious until something actually seriously happens to them, and then they try to figure it out. But what's the sense of, you have to social media has a way of making the demonic energy and that low tier energy, they have a way of highlighting it because just of that negativity moves so fast, like we always talk about. So stay away from all that stuff. Let me just take another bite. It's just crazy out here. People say the craziest things to people. No, I don't even get it. Excuse me. I see so many grown folks, grown people talking about each other like they was in high school. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's your mentality, man. It's your mentality and insecurities that are running rampant on social media. Mm-mm-mm. Like for example, look at Blueface and what's her name Krishan. Both of them in both of them facing prison time, and they have a family, a newborn that they have to, like, you have to be more responsible and put the things that you put everything that you love first. At least do that. Think about your kids when you're out there. Think about your future, because you're gonna lose it, and God forbid, it's a good thing that maybe you guys have good family or a family behind you that can see you through this. Because as a couple, you guys have, especially in these times, if you want to have a partner, you have there's responsibilities that comes in all of these things. Having a partner, dealing with somebody else, it's almost like a full-time job, getting to know somebody out here and forming finding love out here. So what makes you think that you're going out there and they out there acting like they're Bobby and Whitney, and it's just crazy, and they got a kid. It's like irresponsible, and it's just sad, man. It's not even, and you could ask anybody and they'll tell you like, well, we seen this coming. It's sad because I seen them going down this route. It was just so toxic, and this is how it ends up. It's like, uh-uh. They still young and they still got a lot to learn, but doing all this jail time and things like that, it's just not worth it. Your life is worth more than that. Your baby's worth more than that. Mm-mm. I just couldn't. On the business end of things, so Sierra and Russell, excuse me, hold on. Sierra and Russell, they're suing a lot of like this. Remember when I told you guys that when you see the clothes in the malls, and you see the clothes like, and people the smash and grabs, and they grab the clothes, those clothes are already paid for, and that's what kind of happened with Sierra and Russell Wilson. They weren't getting. They're suing for $200,000 because they have a lot of unpaid merchandise. Now I'm not saying that wherever they had their clothes at, it could have been, they could it could have been smash and grabs or whatever, but that store, that retailer was losing money. And what happens is they didn't pay them for the amount of clothes that was there, whether it's sold or not. So whether we see these clothes on people or not, they are supposed to be paid and compensated for it. So they do have a fight in it, but you have to understand, like I told you, doing clothing brands and things like that, these are all passion projects. These are not projects where you stand behind and this is your be all. Because, and I'm just gonna, I want to be so honest with you guys, it's just not, it's more like an expression nowadays being a fashion designer, because you know these excuse me, these big companies, they are putting millions of dollars in marketing just to get in front of people. Even if their designs are taken from the little people, they are putting all their money to get in front of you guys, because they know they have a percentage of the public that's just stuck on, you know, that all this stuff. But if you're doing, a lot of people, what I'm seeing now, like with my brand, a lot of people are buying my brand because an individual reason. Maybe they like, you know, the way I present myself, or they just like the brand itself. But it's kind of like you have to grow with people from the person that's making the stuff. When you see Gucci, Louis, and these other brands, you don't have really no connection, but a commercial, a promo, and it's up to you to buy or if you want to buy. But in these times, if you get to know the person that's actually making the clothes and actually putting the product out there, you feel a little more trusting in that person. And I'm starting to see how things are just turning around, because a lot of these big companies, they never really cared about the little people or the people that was even actually affording that stuff. It's because they were already, years and years, their story's been told already. It's time for new stories, and it's time for new designers, and time for people just to be truthful with themselves. And when you put something out there, make sure that you're passionate about it. That's why I say it's a passion project. You can't fail at a passion project. It's not something that I'm doing and I have like a, oh, I want to be a multimillionaire because of this. No, this is not what it's about. This is about something that serves my soul and me loving how I design and designing things. That's where the real love comes from. So if you find something and you have love for doing something, there's no way you can fail at it. And that's just the whole secret to success, the secret to just you being happy and living your life the way you want to live it. I see a lot of people, they're very upset with their life or upset at this certain point of where their life has been headed. But there's no way that you could just stay in that place. You can always turn it around. You can always turn it around. There's been times where in the past I've been stressed out, didn't know what was my next move, or and once you figure things out, you find this self, like you just feel better about yourself. You pat yourself on the back. You've created something new to build, and you created something new to learn, and these are the things that fulfill you as a person. Not just going online and talking about people, what they didn't do or what they're gonna do. It makes no sense. Don't you notice that a lot of people, I see a lot of men online talking about men. I'm like, are you guys dating or what? I see more men talking about men than men talking about women. I'm like, what's going on here? This is crazy. What is going on? Like, I don't know, man. It's just totally weird out here, man. But I just try to stay focused and try to keep myself pushing forward and trying to putting out some good word out there, because like I told you, I know you might hear this a million times, but it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about you. What makes you feel good about yourself? What fulfills you? And once you get that to that point, you can then elevate, and the money will start coming in. It's more than just a vibe. It's actually your life. It's your lifestyle. You have to change your lifestyle and have a more healthier lifestyle and a more healthier way of thinking. Stop seeing things for face value and stop judging people out there from what you just see, and try to have some kind of understanding and figure things out, and then you can have a different outlook on things. You know what I seen too? I seen Hurricane Chris. You know, he was speaking out on 50 Cent. Okay, so now I see, I'm from both sides. I can see where I try to find some kind of understanding in these type of situations. But what I can see is Hurricane Chris is in a place where he's in a very confused place right now, because he has an understanding of gentrification and things like that, coming into communities and maybe pulling the soul out of communities and just building them up to be whatever they want it to be and pushing the people out the neighborhoods you know, for their own benefits. But when it comes to somebody like a 50 Cent or somebody that could bring some kind of light to your, because from what I'm hearing, that I believe that is the murder capital. I'm not sure, but I think they have the highest rates in murders. And if you see another person like, in your field, like 50 Cent bringing movies and bringing a movie set around there, so it's gonna build the community around. So if you see him, maybe he funding police. Look, this is not back in the day where you looking at the police like they turning around and they're gonna kill everybody in the neighborhood. Every area has corrupt police. Every area has good police. Funding the police, I feel like he did that just to have a little security around what he was doing, being that that is one of the places where a lot of people get murdered. See, it's all about where you build these establishments, and what you don't know, your neighborhood out there, it's gonna grow when you're making money, and a lot of money is being generated in these businesses. The neighborhood around it will prosper. The only thing that happens is you have to try to form a connection with people. So before, I would say the best thing about this, I can't say I know exactly what moves 50 Cent is going to make and what he has plans going into the future out there. But all I could say is I don't think, people are understanding. People, if you can't move on. I don't think 50 Cent was moving on bad vibes, like he want to go out there and just take you off of your land and do this and do that. I feel like he was mostly looking for a place where he can probably get a good price on the land, somewhere he can build some, build something up and get his movies out there to the people and still bring in, the community like a Tyler Perry. I mean, the blueprint was out there when Tyler did it in Atlanta, but Atlanta is at that time, Atlanta was being looked at as, entertainment was being ran out there. So Tyler put himself. It's all about location when it comes to real estate and everything like that. Whether it's commercial or just a regular home, it's all about where you're putting your establishment. So him taking a leap in your neighborhood, which is you might, like you said, it might need people out there might need help, is helping the neighborhood. So try not to have this confused or mixed idea of your own people trying to do something to you. Try to get that out of your mind and try to find yourself to see the light in some certain situations. Don't necessarily run to the negative and think that somebody's trying to do negative to you. Try to form some kind of understanding when you see people are doing things. Like I don't necessarily think of like the worst situation when I see these things. It's kind of like you could have waited and seen if you can get in one of those 50 Cent movies or one of those things. You gotta go out there and don't put yourself out there like you're just this person that's going to be talking wild about people, and you're talking like like you own the place. You don't want to be that person where you own the block. That's not the guy to be. Owning the block doesn't say too much for yourself. It only says to people in a lower, with that low tier energy. So if you see somebody coming in there, and especially if they're a superstar and they're trying to come to your area where you was born at or where you live at, and they're trying to do something, maybe champion them. And when they do have things rolling, maybe you could visit over there and then speak to that man and see if you can get some things rolling in the community. Instead of fighting all the time, try to work together with people. I think people's egos stops them from being saying, "Yo, I need help," or "Yo, what are you doing over here?" Or try to find out more what a person is doing, because it's not everybody just going out there to just do like horrible things to people and have bad intentions on their mind. That's crazy. Like I don't understand how some people think they always like go straight to the worst things ever, like the worst situations. Like, why can't he be coming out there to help out your situation? Like, New York is packed, so it's opening something like that out here won't be that easy to do. So I'm pretty sure he was just trying to find the land and then start building it from there. Try to look at it in a different way, man. Don't try to just go out there and just think that somebody has some bad feelings for you or do something to you or your people out there, because that type of energy right there is only going to lead into no like a bad situation. Always try to see the best in people, and you don't have to worry. If, look, trust me, if somebody come out there to your area and they're doing worse for your people. Look, let me tell you something. Karma is real. That's not gonna. That's something that's never gonna change. So it doesn't matter. And I don't think that man had ill will of going out there and just doing something like that. I didn't. I don't see him like that. I see 50 Cent putting on a lot of the people like even out here like this. I give a good shouts out to Kaya Baby, dope rapper. One of the dopest rappers. She's a dope rapper out of Queens. Love her music. She always turns up for Queens. You know, she might not get the first like she might not be on. She probably did hit Madison Square Garden because she's working hard, but she might not have like the light from everybody just saying her name or because New York out here don't like to champion our own. That's it's just sad. But 50 Cent turned around and every time he's around he always shouts her out and calls her in the club and tells her to spit this and just to give her name a little more, put more value onto her. So don't say that 50 Cent goes out there and just look at his people and look down at his people. I don't see him as that type of person. I think he goes for the people that he can most likely relate to and the people that he can read and he can maybe sense where they can need help at. So don't necessarily think that somebody's out there just to take, because it's not always like that. Trust me, he's not like a broke dude off the block just trying to make a few dollars. The man is trying to make a monopoly here, trying to build something. When you're trying to do that, you're trying to bring people together. You're not trying to separate them. I know that as a business owner, you don't want to be the person just pointing out everybody and just saying so and so is this and so is that because you have a business to run. You have money coming in. Why are you paying attention to people that don't love you? It just doesn't make sense. So I won't think 50 Cent would go out there with those bad intentions like that. Honestly. I know we see 50 and you might see the trolling this and that, but behind the scenes, that man is a businessman. That's not the guy on 134 anymore, y'all. And people don't understand that. It's not the same guy. That's a grown businessman. He's doing the best he can to still pull back people. Jobs like having putting people in these shows like Power and things like that, those are beneficial to everybody. Those are things that people could take those stories and tell to their kids and inspire their kids to go and be a actor or be a director. So don't do that. When you see people out there doing good, don't just necessarily point them out because it might not fit your situation. Everybody is trying to make it to where they want to make it to and feel good about the projects they put out there. Do not try to disrupt it. It's not. It ain't right. It ain't right. And I'm not knocking you, Hurricane. I'm not knocking you. I traveled with Hurricane Chris before. I've stood on stage as when he was performing his first songs. You know, A Bay Bay. I was actually had a chance to stand on stage and actually and chop it up with him a few times. People come from different walks of life and people have different outlooks of life, but we still have to come to terms to say, you know what, two things can be right and we can come to some kind of conclusion of this. But I don't see that. I think what happens is people think especially when it comes to 50 Cent, I see this a lot. People think that he is the same person, and I'm not saying that he changed himself in a way where if you try to approach him on a certain way, he's not going to defend himself. But you have to understand that person that was standing on the block of 134 or 40 projects is not the same person that you're staring at right now. That man has elevated and is way smarter and sharper at his business sense and the people that he wants around him. Don't just take him for a joke and just treat him like he's the guy that's off the block because he's not that guy. People always want to hold you back to all the negative things about you, but not highlighting the great things about you. And I see it all the time. When you see somebody moving up or taking a different light and trying to build, don't disrupt it. Trust me. Trust me on that one because God always protects the people that's doing right for his people. That's all I got to say on that. I mean, it's not like I see a beef going on back and forth between these two. The most I could see out of this is maybe Fifth doing what he has to do out there, and maybe Hurricane Chris maybe trying to give a better explanation. And I know it sounds crazy, but I would apologize. I would apologize for saying that stuff and without knowing what that man has forward for the future. You don't know what he has set forward. He might have seen the way y'all was living out there for a certain way. Like, you know what, I'm gonna build this place up, and this whole place right here is gonna be like the new wire. I'm gonna have this doing this. The man has a brain. So don't just go out there and think that just because he comes to your neighborhood doesn't mean he's gonna stomp everybody out in the neighborhood. Trust me. We come from New York, man. We have a different type of heart. It's not like we just people walk around with this evil spirit. I gotta get you, get you, get you. If you really notice what's been going on with him, everybody that he went up against, they went at him first. Really analyze what's going on. And the people that he really doesn't like, you probably don't like either. They're people that's behind the scenes that's showing their face, and they're different people. They're acting different than they really are. They're not stand-up people. So you gotta pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on, especially in hip hop, y'all. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Don't let people sidetrack you from the people that's trying to build it, because the culture needs as much ownership and as much people that has their brains to think and push it forward as it can. Everybody could prosper at the same time. People don't understand that. It's not like you have to pull somebody down because he's doing this or he did this first or he did that second. It doesn't matter really. It really doesn't matter. It's about how you are moving and how you feel in the life that you're moving. If you're feeling happy about yourself, anything that you do is going to give you that energy to do it and do it at its best. Don't be one of these people that go out there with this negative energy because it's going to show in your work. I've seen this so many times. Like if you wake up with a bad spirit and you jump online, you're gonna spur all your feelings out to people, and that energy travels, and you only attract the people that takes that type of energy and lives with it. You don't need that. So try to see better in these situations and just stop being like everybody else and trying to just make things up so it can be like a clash. Because it doesn't even make sense two rappers beefing about what? About what? One man is doing what he has to do and building an empire for himself, and another man is watching him build it and he has questions on it. It doesn't make sense, yo. It's crazy. It is crazy. Totally crazy, bro. Let me see. Let me see that. For 50, I'm telling you, y'all. A lot of these dudes that be saying this stuff on 50, it be crazy to me. I done met 50 Cent a couple of times. Dude is a cool dude. He knows how to read people. If you know how to read people out, what a lot of these dudes be scared. I'm be honest with you. They're not used to this type of. They're not used to this type of like a person that would stand up for himself and you just can't say anything to. They're not used to that type of those type of commands around. They're not used to that. They get nervous when he's around because they feel like they have this certain outlook on him. When me and my brother met Fifth, we met him a few times. I met him out in LI. Plus, I was on. I know everybody from the block, from 160 to BTB. I'm one of those guys. I know a lot of people out here. You know what I mean? And every time I seen him, it's not like he look. The man has his own things that go, and people have this. I think they're scared of him, yo. People are scared of him. That's what it really is, and it be rappers, yo, because they don't, and they swear they got this texture, and they don't. You could just tell that they're not used to anything real people around, man. They're just not used to it. It's a form of respect that you have to have for people that's trying to do their thing, and people don't see that. They just see they just see the money. That's what really people just think about. They think about the money, man. It's sad. It's sad. That's why I say a lot of people, like, if you're in your later years and you're racing to $1 billion, you're a fool. You're a fool. You're a fool. You're chasing money and you're wasting time. Life has a lot more to offer than you just chasing money. Trust me on this stuff. Trust me on this stuff. The little things that you think that you're gonna, oh, you gonna, okay. So let's just sum it up. You want a nice watch, a nice house, a nice car, and let's just say you wanna take a few vacations over. That does not take $1 billion. It does not. People don't even have a blueprint or a strategy to add up what it takes. It just takes an income that's substantial enough to keep flowing in and making money for itself. That's what that. Look, let me tell you, a lot of people that have these privileges to do all that stuff are not even happy with themselves because they don't really have the people around them to enjoy it with, or the people around them that see it like how they see it. It's because this when your life will be fulfilling to you when you love what you're doing. When you even if loving what you're doing is doing something new every time or trying to strive to something, it will still be fulfilling in your life. The abundance of money will come as long as you keep doing your put that good spirit out there. You'll be so surprised. People are scared in these times of people. They run. They run when you believe in the higher power. They run. I haven't seen anybody do anything to me that didn't happen to them. I swear to you. That's on God itself. It always happens that way. God loved me. That's why I can move with that type of energy. That's how I can see people for a different light. You don't get the guy that's gonna be talking about people and doing this and doing that is the guy that's wasting time on his own life. That's the guy that you don't want to be. That's the guy that he got 5 minutes in bed with his lady, about a good 5 minutes. He can't even do the love making. All he could do is splash money on her. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why they can't even hold on to their females. Because they can't even perform that performance in bed because everything is all messed up. Once your mental is right, you eating good, you got your body right, you don't gotta throw these types of pills and all this stuff in there to make love to your lady. That's embarrassing. You should be able to make love to your lady, pull over and go to the park. I mean, come on. Who you are as a person, your energy, that toxicity that people are moving with, that's the reason why they can't perform at their best in anything they do. Pay attention. The insecurities start flaring up. They start holding their girls a little tighter. They start pulling them back, calling on them a little more, checking on them because their insecurities are flaring up because they're not right inside. They toxic inside. They toxic inside. They only see the bad in situations. When you see the good in situations, inside all you feel is love. Like I told you, my homegirl said, Mickey, I'm waiting on you. It's because the love that you put out there is the love that you receive back. When you have that toxic energy, you will never get anywhere. That's why social media is like the way it's like. I see a lot of people. I see them, people have their problems with other people's past. Like I've seen a lot of things going on social media. I'm like, man, some of these people's souls are burning so hot on fire. I'm surprised that their skin don't fade. I mean, the devil got them in a twist. In a twist, y'all. They don't know what love is anymore. They don't know what love is. They just know the sexual part, but they don't have the commitment. The love making ain't even love making. Y'all just having sex. Y'all not making love. Come on now. If you don't have your energy right, how the hell are you gonna have a good orgasm? Ladies, can I get come on. Ladies know better. See, there's one thing about a person, when you're going out there and you're defending what's yours and you're doing it at the best you can. But there's another thing when you're just looking out for people and just belittling this person and talking about so and so and this and that, and you start realizing the people you're talking, they're moving on with their life, they're living their life. So once you see that and figure that out, you have to start realizing you have to be in control of your life, your intake and your out. Whatever you put out, you have to be in control of all of that. Don't just see people online and just think that when they're doing something, especially if somebody's building or doing something good for themselves, do not interrupt that. Please don't interrupt that. Those are the type of things that stops you from getting where you got to go when you finally find yourself. You're going to bump into yourself. You're going to meet yourself one day. And when you meet yourself one day, you better hopefully that it's the good side of you, not the bad side of you. A lot of people met themselves. They met the same energy they put out. And they was walking down that same block with that same trauma toxic energy, and somebody else was walking towards them with the same trauma toxic energy, and when they both collide, it's over. Something happened. And God forbid, you could turn all that stuff around. Trust me, you don't be mad if somebody makes fun of you online. That's another thing. Do not be mad if somebody cracks a joke on you. They laugh at how you're living. They're laughing how you look, how your glasses are big, maybe the skin color, your face. It doesn't matter. Don't jump back online and start going at them and giving them those people your all and giving them people your energy. Don't do that. People, like I told you, people are gonna have jokes on whatever they have jokes on. But the whole fact and the truth is, your energy counts for what you put out. That's you. You have to protect that. Those people are hurt. It's one thing about cracking jokes about somebody and just being funny about it, but when you're belittling somebody or pointing them out, you're this, you're that, you're fat, you're skinny, you're this, you should do this, you're not that. Those are the people that's hurt the most. Pray for those people. The more you do that, the stronger you are, and your mental is so strong. You're ready for anything that comes. I'm telling you, those things can't. Those are so small. Somebody making fun of you that don't even know you, and you get up now and you want to throw your life away because they make fun of you. They just made fun of you. So what? Did it hurt you? Did it hurt you? Did it take something out of your bank? Did it stop your business? If it did something in your business, there's legal actions you can go and take that can prevent that type of thing. But if it didn't do any of those things, why are you giving these people your energy? I just don't understand it. You have to protect who you are as a person. The things you love, the things you cherish, you cannot put that out there just for free. You cannot, don't cut yourself so Like, don't do that. Don't just cut it so thin. Everybody has their worth. It's just not everybody knows what their worth is. So you finding your worth is a separate journey in itself. And it can be easily found by you just loving the things that love you, keeping love around you, understanding other people's energy. Don't say anything about anybody you don't even know. Try to find some kind of understanding in situations that approach you. And you'll put yourself and put your body in a better space. I'm telling you, people that know me. They know me. They know that I'm not here kicking some crap or look, I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay, so I'm taking my shorty to her job. I'm dropping her off at her job, and I drive out to Long Island. I head out there. I'm in my Land Rover at the time, and I'm heading out there, and everything is good. I got it shining up. I'm feeling good. I'm keeping the whip all nice and clean, and I drive. Usually I pull up. We stay outside of the house. I don't want to say the job. We stay outside for a few. We chop it up, bust it up, give her a kiss. She go in, and I'll be back when she finish, when she done. When I pull up to her job and I pull up in the front of the place, it just felt weird. The energy was off. So I give her a kiss. She hop out and goes inside. Behind me, I get a bump. So I'm like, oh, somebody just hit the land. What the? So I didn't get out so quick. I looked up in the rear and I'm looking like, oh, somebody. Oh, they ain't get out either. Let me. So I hop out. I hop out now, and I'm looking at the back. So I look up at the car, and there's these two guys just sitting there. Like they didn't even want to approach me. Like didn't even want to get like they didn't even care. Like it's, and then the driver hopped out. You know what that man said to me? It's a Land Rover. You good? I never forgot that. I never forgot that. And and I'm not. I don't want to go deep into it, but let's just say he knew who I was. He knew who I was. He knew who I was. And it's those thoughts right there, not having understanding, because people think if you have, let's say you have more than somebody, if they feel you have more than somebody, or everything is all good, oh, you can pay for it because you have a Land Rover. It's not like that. Even if you're a millionaire and somebody does that, you don't look, listen, it's how your intake. His intake was to say, people that could afford that, and you know what? No, it's not. First of all, if at Land Rover, it's very expensive when it comes to like fixing things at the dealership. It's very expensive and it takes a toll on your pocket. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It takes a big toll out of your pocket. So it's not like the best place where you're gonna get the best service. Honestly, I think that, and I don't want to cross brand, but I think BMW has a better service when it comes to as far as the customers. But when you look at that whole situation and you think about how people think, they think that just because you have a certain amount, it that can take away from how you feel or your life. That's just not how life works. That's just not how it is. It doesn't matter how much money I have or what I'm driving. The fact is, for this, you hit in the back of me, and you didn't even say sorry. You didn't say, oh, my bad. Oh, did this any scratch there? The first thing that you spoke out your mouth was, oh, it's okay, you good. It's like people got to get out of this mindset of thinking that just because you have a bunch of things or stuff that you can't be stressed or you can't go. That's not how life works. And I think the more people could have a better understanding of how other people feel, and just take heed to what other people, you'll have a better understanding for yourself. That's just not how life works. People are people, and people work hard for the things that they have. No, I'm not selling drugs for the things that I have. Yes, I'm working hard for everything that I have. Everything that I own, I work hard for my stuff. So when I see somebody that don't have that same respect towards people and the things that they have, you could just tell that they have grown up the wrong way. They have the wrong direction of life, and you don't even want to. You can't solve a problem with that person, so why pay it attention? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all for me. And then hip hop has a way of these. Some people could be disrespectful. I see it on YouTube all the time. I see a lot of these podcasts. They get on their podcast, talk about the podcast of the podcast. And it's like, huh? Why'd you start this? You always got to remember the reason why press you turn on your computer or your phone and you press record. You gotta get back to that. Because you can lose yourself in this chase of sponsorships, money, and this and this and that and this, and you lose yourself in between all of that. A lot of these podcasts, I'm surprised there's no strings hanging from the ceiling. It's just puppet talk, talking over the same things that you can hear on every podcast because nobody has a different opinion on something because everybody has to fall suit of this opinion that they feel is suitable for the public. No, speak from your heart. If you feel like something is not right or you feel like somebody's out there and they're not doing something right, say it. Say it. Think about it and say it. You'll have more people respect you for you being yourself than you going out here and just jumping on somebody else's the way they live or their opinions when you don't even know that person. You know how hard it was. I have a few things coming up. Today's reaction videos is really very y'all gonna really love these videos because it's things that people don't talk about. Now, the first one that I have that's out already is black culture versus hood culture. And I see this like back and forth always like this tug of war of who is more black than this and it's ignorant. It's crazy. It is crazy. People grow up in different areas. People grow up from different walks of life. People have different outlooks on life. It's all about coming together and just trying to see how other people see it too. That's what make life all worth it. Man, I just it's we can get past that. We could get past that though. We can get past that. I didn't put Kamala Harris or Donald Trump in the in the topics because that sends to a whole different audience and it gets all over the place. I know the views go up, but so what? I'll talk about them without putting them in the title. I feel like right now, I don't want people out there to take the energy that these people are using to win this whole election and put it into their life. Because this is not how you win anything. Talking about somebody pulling up the things that, to hold over their head and talking about this or what he ain't do, what she ain't do, or what they can do. Don't take that energy, leave that in politics. The energy you want to take from that is knowing to have a strategy and knowing that if you want to, whether you're selling something to somebody, make sure that the products or whatever you have to sell, make sure that you have a full understanding of what you're putting out there, how the people feel about the product, and that is what they call reviews for. Reviews are the biggest thing in these companies nowadays, how the people feel about it. Just because you say you're going to do something or say you did this or say you did that, if the people don't feel it, it's just like somebody ever tell you, I love you, and you just don't feel it. It's because the connection's not there. It just came out the blue. You didn't have no connection to that person to where that love could connect to say, I love you too. And it just hit you by surprise. It's not real love. When somebody looks you in the eyes and say, I love you, I'll do anything for you, and that connection is the same, you'll have a bond that's unbreakable in anything you do. Business, relationships, anything. I'm talking about even friendships. Like I asked a question on my TikTok. Yes, I have a TikTok. It was for my clothes, but then I started putting little questions here and there. Hey, so I asked the question: is friendship sex better than lover sex? And that's a question that people are very hard to understand. But the trick in that question, I'll tell you guys, is having that friendship in your lover is what you're supposed to be with. Not just having a friendship separate. No, your lover should be a friend as well. And people don't have that. They they only seek out. You see, you're not gonna get what a lot of people I see a lot of people losing sense of is to have your best performance, sexual wise, encountering somebody, just talking, busting it up with a female, you have to have some form of better understanding on where both of you guys want to take it. Like you ever like, and this is only for the single people I'm talking now. This is not for the people in relationships. Please do not kill me for this, but I only can tell you the truth. For all my single people out there, you ever like, you feel like you can, like, you have a friend that it could possibly, or somebody that can possibly, you want to sleep with them, they want to sleep with you. The only thing that's stopping you guys in the middle is a bunch every outside society, but you guys are gonna get to each other. The love feels way more better when you're chasing each other and constantly wanting something that you might not be able to have right now. It feels a lot better when it goes down because of the sense of you, both of you guys want each other. What happens is in these relationships, one person wants more from that person than the other. Maybe the female, she might be looking for stability, a little long term, and the guy might be just looking for some sex. And that is not gonna give y'all the best moments, the best performance because you guys are not longing for anything. You guys are just you. It's just quick. You have two different outlooks of where you want to take this, and it's not matching up. If both of you guys are looking for the same thing, a good time or whatever, a long term, that's when that is gonna be explosive. Those are the nights to remember. It's not every night you lay down in bed with somebody and you remember that night. The nights that you remember are the nights when both of you guys are the most passionate about each other, and that's when you were feeling each other, and everything that was going on in there is just between you two. That's usually what it's about. You can find love in every situation and all around, and that's what hip hop is missing too. The love of the art of the music, the even the music that's supposed to be there to like you. It's no music really bringing people together. I'm be honest. Some people have it, but then in between the lyrics, you just hear some crazy stuff. You like what? This was supposed to be a love song, and you just hear like, it's crazy, man. I just wanted to get that part out to you guys because people, the energy they putting out there, it's crazy. Man, anything can happen to anybody. I think people be scared of people. Ain't nothing to be scared of. What's up, y'all? We up? It says 50. Hold on, yeah, 50. Same dude, yo. But people don't understand when they say 50 Cent is the same dude. As far as like his defensive stuff, like he's not gonna play no games with you. But mentally, nah, he's not the same dude. I've seen things that he's done better now than he did in the past. Certain way he handles his situations, he handles it better now. He's elevated. Don't be fooled. People be thinking 50 Cent is the guy from 134. It's not that, y'all. He's been past that level. Like you gotta have show some respect. And I know in the past you might have seen him wilding out to get where he had to go or do what he had to do to, but nah, yo, show some put some respect on that man's name. Especially when a lot of these lists be coming out, they be trying to leave him out. But what they don't understand is impact says a lot too. The people that you impact, I think he has one of the strongest fan bases of people that really support what he does than a lot of other artists. And that's the reason why he can strive and always put out stuff and people pay attention to it. It's crazy. People say the wildest things about people that don't even know. It's nuts. I just can't do that. You see anything, anything you see me going through is because somebody did something to me. Never me them. I don't got no time for that. It's low energy, yo. If I want to respond to that, honestly. But after this is all over, I have a. It's dropping at 10. Um, the reaction to I have prejudiced parents. Excuse me. I'm wilding out over here chomping and chewing. Hold on. My bad. My bad. My bad. Hold on. Yep. I didn't hear any. I heard some. It wasn't enough to bring anything to you guys. I heard something on Diddy, but I didn't believe it. I didn't. I just didn't believe it. I'll tell you something that's secretive though that y'all can go and look up because I know I like to give you all things that make you go I'm gonna give you one. Okay, did y'all know that a lot of babies in America was poisoned by rocket fuel? Like the rockets that go in the air go to space. You know the fuel that's in it. That fuel, some way somehow, ended up in certain foods, and that's certain poisons that's been poisoned a lot of kids. Would y'all believe that? If you don't believe me, look it up. It is sad out here. People are very deceptional. You don't know what's going on, and you have to be very careful of what you eat and the things that's out there in the air. Be very careful and mindful of these things. Okay, when you hear more and more in the news, you're gonna realize how much food has been poisoned out here. Now I don't know why it's been poisoned, but all I can say is be very careful. Cook the stuff that you're gonna eat, and be careful of all this fast food from these places that you don't know how this food is being stored, and you have to put that stuff in your body, and that's the same stuff that makes people go with this low energy and this low tier because it's not good and healthy for your body. There's nothing wrong with sneaking and getting your little Popeye sandwich with your little French fries. But you have to understand the only bodies that's going to endure that stuff and make it like it's nothing are the bodies that's healthy already, that's eating fruit, eating your fruit, just keeping up with yourself where you can cheat and throw a little extra into your menu. I don't want to say cheat, but just add a little something into your menu that you can eat like that. But if you stay on that stuff, that is the low energy that keeps you not thinking and keeps your mind on some destructive. Trust me. Everything that we're doing going forward in the future is definitely has to do with what we eat, how we think, and our understanding and our intake of what we see and how we take it in. If you see somebody getting murdered on the news and you take that in and that hurts you for 2, 3 days and you're thinking about that person, can't sleep, and it's on your mind, well, you shouldn't be watching that type of stuff. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's all about how your mind works and your intake. Now, for some other people, we can see that and go on to the next thing and put it in a way where that is what happens in that in these type of situations. Your level of understanding is going to be how you take things in. If it hurts you, everything that hurts you, it makes you feel a certain way. You know, like if you walk in a room and you feel like the people in the room, like something is not right about the room, walk out because that's the energy. Your energy it clashed with something, somebody else energy in there, something. Sometimes it has to be that way. Sometimes you have to very protect that. You have to protect that. There's a lot of people out here just walking and just giving themselves for free, giving themselves up for free. Never be like that. Understand how you build yourself up, how you treat yourself is the value of yourself. So now when you go to do whatever you have to do, you're gonna give your best performance, and that's just how it works. No matter what anybody tells you, no matter what anybody tells you. I also put up over the weekend. I put up the OnlyFans millionaires. People are making money on OnlyFans, and I'm not knocking nobody. It's not something that I can see myself doing or would ever see myself doing, especially when it comes down to like porn or anything to do sexually like that. These are the things that I always kept, especially in my life in the private section. A lot of these dudes, they get on here and they splitting out who they slept with, this and that. It's just totally, it's totally crazy stuff that they're doing. I see more dudes talk about females than females talking about these dudes, and it's just so like they take on this sense of oh I'm better than this person, better than that, and the females are looking at understanding that that type of energy not only get themselves in trouble, but people don't know how to keep their damn mouth shut. They're out here like they're in high school. That level of mentality, I just do not. I have no. I have. I can't. I can't. That ain't my twist. It ain't my twist. It's never been, and I'll never get on that type of stuff. That's just not for me. Just not for me. Just not for me, y'all. I put another one. I might do. You know what? I always put the single and happy, but I might do it like a single and sad. Like, what's people really outlook? Because there's a lot of people out there looking for love, and they just can't find it, even though you're not supposed to be looking for it. But they just want to put themselves in a way where, if it does hit them, they're accepting of it. And I want to show another side of people that's looking for love, but just trying at it, but just can't get a grasp of, get a grasp of it. I'm gonna do some new videos. I got one right after this is over. Y'all got something special, so y'all got something to watch through. I'm gonna keep y'all entertained. Trust me, I got some really good stuff. So I've been working, man. Just been working on it, and I've been working on myself too, more and more on myself, finding new things. I got a couple surprises coming. I'm very happy about. And I just I'm just feeling good, man. It's a Monday. We got to get through this week feeling good. We got to keep ourselves up, wear a new color, put on a new hat, do something that makes you feel energized to go out there and be the best you. And you're going to be all right. Trust me. There's so many other things that you can be doing to get yourself in trouble, but you're here and you're trying to understand. Maybe you want to be a content creator. This is the best timing to do it. The best timing to do it. You need help with your subscribers, hit me up. I'm not like one of these content creators just because it's a small channel. No, I shout my people out. I try to get you out there and I try to get your stuff building. So just in case you shoot past me, I can give you an Ayo and you can come back and scoop me up. That's just how it works. We work together and we grow together, and that's how we grow together, we love together, and things will be all right. Things will be all right. Um, Healing energy goes out to Cardi B. Cardi B is, people think that just going through divorces and just breakups and things like that, like it doesn't take a toll on you. It takes a toll on you. So always remember that. Just give people their space. In these times, social media takes so much of our space up. Just give people their space to find their understanding in the situations that they're dealing with. Instead of just blurting out or giving your point of view on what you went through on the same situation, because everybody has a different outlook. Everybody, everybody. We got to come to terms to that. Two people could be right. Two people could be right. I try to tell people stop thinking about the money, and it gives off like this whole something must be up. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. I was the type of person like going to the clubs. After a while, I said, how many times can people go to the same places, seeing these same faces, and don't get bored of it? Like, I just never, that was me. Like, that was me. That was me. Like, going to the same club and just seeing the same people dancing to the same music, and it's not really even like dancing to me. Like, there's people up on the wall. I come from a West Indian traditional type of party situation where we're more grinding up on the females, more loving on them. There's more love making going on in these situations than there is in those. So I didn't really like the environment of just going in the club, standing, looking, just to put on some clothes and stare at somebody. I'm more like, I would rather it be a little more personal and a little more, getting to know people and be socializing and then we could hit the dance floor. I'm just, maybe that's the old school in me, but I couldn't, it wasn't my twist to go to the club and see the same dudes every single week. And no, so you could understand where I was going with this, and especially, just knowing where you find your love at, it made a whole lot of sense to me. Like, I don't really like this environment. I want to put myself in an environment where I like, and it came to me very quick. Even when I was going to the clubs, it wasn't like I wanted to be there. So it started doing that until I just got myself out the whole situation, the whole club vibe, and there was so many other things that you can enjoy yourself doing. Lounges it started with, and it just kept going because you want to put yourself in the best environments that best suit the things that you love and the people that you respect. And that's it. There's room for everybody. And I don't like to say this, but there's even room for the nonsense. There's a little room for the nonsense, but when the nonsense gets in front of the important things, it's when it's a problem. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that today. I love you guys, and after this, check out my parents are prejudiced, and we have a lot to chop it up. I might drop another one later on tonight, or I might go live again. I don't know. I love you guys, and make sure you like these videos, because liking the videos, it give me a little push, and it shows YouTube that you guys love my videos and they'll recommend it more. So that's the reason why I like that. I want to get out to more people that not you don't have to necessarily see things like the way I do, but you still want change and you still want to uplift yourself and be in a better place than you are now. We're all in the same game. All right? Love you guys, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. But you guys will see me on my reaction videos, and we'll chop it up, bust it up, and stay committed, stay in love, and make sure when you put it down the right way. All right?